negotiating sessions with the dignitaries of Charleston was surprisingly cordial. At one meeting, the Charlestonians noticed that Anderson's supply of cigars was almost depleted. On their next visit, they presented Anderson with boxes of cigars in several cases. Take a break on this. Meanwhile, on 4 March, under threat of assassination, Abraham Lincoln was sworn in as President of the United States. One of Lincoln's first acts was to order Anderson to hold the fort. As March began, anti-secessionists in the South vainly pleaded their case. In Virginia, an editorial in the Christian Banner went so far as to question the validity of Jefferson Davis' presidency. Who elected Davis? Was the popular vote of the 6 seceding states taken? Look at it. And now we are urged to fly for refuge to this newly created Confederacy of 6 states, without having any voice in our representation, either in Congress or as to the President. Thank God all free men are not sold yet. Swanberg, 1957. Those favoring secession used Lincoln's inaugural address in the argument, and proclaimed the decision was to withdraw from the Union irreversible. In the address, Lincoln warned, no state, upon its own mere notion, can lawfully get out of the Union. The power confided in me will be used to hold, occupy, and possess the property and places belonging to the government. A Tennessee newspaper claims that no man can read the inaugural without coming to the conclusion that it is a declaration of war against the seceding states. In less than 30 days, if the avowals are carried out, we shall have the clangor of resounding arms. New England followed the newspaper accounts of the collapse of the United States intently. War, after all, could bring her an opportunity to reestablish herself as a power in North America. Great Britain, the greatest naval power in the world, might do for the Confederacy what the Confederacy could not do for itself, provide safe trading passages with Europe and the rest of the world. Of course, there were dangers in such alliances with former foes, particularly for the fledgling Confederate States, but mere recognition of the Confederacy as a sovereign nation by Britain or France might cripple the North's attempt to punch the South. The state of Virginia was caught in a dilemma. Virginia was large, wealthy, and powerful, but divided on issues of secession. The home of many of the United States founding fathers and the site of many of the first colonial settlements, Virginia had a proud heritage. Although the lifestyle of Virginia was decidedly Southern, with slavery and the plantation economy well established, its geographical position spawned many loyalties to the North. The possibility of Virginia becoming a battleground should it secede was not overlooked by its populace. The Confederacy was no military match for the United States, and the eventual outcome of any conflict seemed obvious. But would Virginians take part in the pummeling of their southern neighbors? If Virginia seceded, on the other hand, by taking her industry, militia, and ports, not only would the balance of power be dramatically tipped, but the Potomac River would be all that stood between the Confederate States of America and the White House. Virginia's importance was extolled by one of her congressmen, the bellicose Roger Pryor, who used the streets of Charleston as a stage for which he entertained the locals with promises of his native state's southern allegiance. Pryor urged the commencement of hostilities, contending that Virginia was only waiting for the seceded states to take the fateful step. A commitment to independence could only be demonstrated through violence, Pryor urged. You want Virginia to join you, you must strike a blow.